Hello, and welcome to this demonstration of the Novator Solutions HUGIN 4000 multi-channel comment receiver. This receiver platform allows between 2 and 12 RF input channels and provides over 6,000 individually configurable narrowband digital drop receivers. This receiver platform is highly interoperable with communications intelligence networks, and also provides really low cost per channel, and really packs a lot of channels into a small footprint. So I'll start by just giving you just a brief look at how the systems can actually where they can be deployed, and then what the various aspects of this demonstration relate to in terms of a real system. So essentially, HUGIN 4000 can be airborne, ground-based, or in naval deployments, and will typically be networked either to a server for storage or for informing immediate action upon the signals that have been received. And then that data can be fed to multiple operators who may be far from the deployed system locations, who can actually listen in, and who can be using various tools or listening in on various frequencies, and that data can be passed to them across the network. And so we'll start by taking a look at this part of the system. And so the first part of the demonstration, we're actually going to look at what we have running on the RF sensor itself. And so to do that, I'm actually remotely accessing the RF sensor. And here on board, we're actually running the HUGIN server. So if I just flash this back up again, then just in this case, what we're essentially doing is kind of incorporating the server part in with the sensor before we then feed the data off to our operators. And so here you see the HUGIN server running on board the sensor. And from here you can see various events, such as when the radios have been turned on, when the various aspects of the system have been initialized. But it's also important to take a look at the commands. Now, when you look at this, it might just look like a stream of text, but this is actually really important for being able to allow interoperability with the various monitoring platforms that signals intelligence operators may be using. And this could be something that's built to run with the HUGIN server, or it could be other platforms. And so we've integrated with the likes of Combitech Sandra and ProSciTech GoToSignals, for example. And these commands are all documented in the interface control document to make it more straightforward to actually link up to HUGIN 4000. Now, also running on the sensor in this case, just for demonstration purposes, because I'm not quite sure how good the signal strength is going to be on things that we pick up in our office. We actually have a vector signal transceiver from NI, National Instruments, which is generating some pre-created FM signals. In fact, I think these are actually AM signals that we're generating that has some voice encoded into those. So I'll leave that running. So if we move away from what's actually deployed on our sensor, and now we're going to take a look at the operator. And so basically the data is being passed along from the sensor over Ethernet to our operator. And so now on the operator system, we're actually running both the HUGIN config and the HUGIN channel software programs. And so let's start off with the config. Here, we're actually going to configure the various channels that we wish to monitor. And I've already got some set up here. Now we've got two receivers or two tuners that are set. One is 1102, one is 1101. In this case, 1102 is connected to an antenna. 1101 is connected to my vector signal transceiver for picking up our test signals. And we can set various aspects of the signals here, such as the center frequency, the bandwidth, the squelch level, the modulation scheme, and importantly, the streaming, so the IP address that we want to stream any of these signals to. And so here we've got different ports for our externally measured signal, and for our kind of test transmission that we're making. And so we can then hop over and take a look at the HUGIN 4000 channel. And so here you can see the same channels that we've generated in the config have propagated over into the channel view. And what we can then do here is, for example, listen in. So let's listen to just the radio first off, and let's see what we've got.
Och så sen, ja, men vi kan mer än vad vi visar idag, men vi får det gjort.
Okay, so we're picking up one of the radio stations near to our office in Stockholm, in Sweden. But what we can also do is let's listen in on the voice that we've got being sent in our test signals.
A 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A, B, C, D, E. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So yeah, we're actually listening in on those signals there. We could also, for example, so I'm not the most familiar with the Stockholm radio stations, but I think we should be able to pick up something here. So I've changed that to 107 megahertz. You see that's now gone through to the channel. We can now choose to play that. Okay, and we're picking up slightly more crackly compared to 103.3, but we're picking up some music radio there. And so this just gives you an example of how you can use the native HUGIN tools to configure and also listen in on your channels. In another video in the future, I'll actually show how you can take these signals and pass them over to other monitoring platforms, such as Sandra from Combitech. So by actually sending the data on these IP addresses, we can actually then view these signals in other tools as well, which potentially are more like what your signals intelligence operators are more used to. For more information on HUGIN 4000, please visit novatorsolutions.com. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a great day.